Hello and warm regards from NEXT IAS team. Welcome to another episode of Daily News Analysis. Today on May 27th, we are going to discuss the following topics. The first topic is policy for medium enterprises. Second is Bharat forecast system. Third topic is customized gene editing tool. Fourth topic is onset of monsoon. And lastly, in the decoded section, we are going to discuss about the self-reliant India. So let's start with the first topic. The first topic that we are having is the NITI Aayog proposes concessional loan scheme for medium-sized enterprises. Now, backdrop is that the NITI Aayog has released a report known as Designing a Policy for Medium Enterprises. This topic becomes relevant from paper 3 of General Studies in the economy portion. Now, something about the news. The title of the report is Designing a Policy for Medium Enterprises. Now, in this report, the NITI Aayog has said that there should be a concessional loan scheme for India's medium-sized enterprises. It says a tailored financial solution is required, in which it has given two suggestions. The first suggestion is that in the Ministry of MSME, there should be a dedicated financing scheme in which the medium firm should be allowed a loan at a concessional rates up to 25 crores. The maximum cap at one request should be 5 crore rupees. That means you can make 5 requests up to 25 crore. And there should be a concessional loan. Concessional loan means that if the market rate or the market interest rate is 12%, the loan at the concession means that you will be getting a loan at a rate less than 12%. So that we mean by concessional rate. So this is the first thing. Second is that it says that there should be a medium enterprise credit card. This credit card should be pre-approved or should be having a pre-approved limit of rupees 5 crore rupees. That is the maximum limit it is allowing for. And the interest rate will be aligned with the market rates. Now, if we see, the NITI Aayog is focusing upon the capital part. Now, why capital part? Because there is they do not come in the priority sector. So, there is less priority sector loans to this medium enterprises as compared to the micro enterprises. And also when we compare the interest rate with the larger firms, so they are getting the they are getting the capital at a higher interest rate. Up on an average 4% highest interest rate loans are given to these medium enterprises as compared to the larger firms. So so it makes the capital more expensive for them. Next is that they have limited access to affordable sector-specific quality testing facilities, which forces them to rely on distance or private testing centers, increasing their operational cost, certification delays, then barriers to the global market entry. So there are multiple problems with respect to the MSMEs. The first one is the capital part, second one is the testing part. And there are other solutions that are given by the NITI Aayog. Now, if we see with respect to the MSME sector, 97% of the registered MSMEs are micro enterprises. 2.7% are small enterprises and only 0.3% are medium enterprises. So the number of medium enterprises in the country is very, very less. However, medium enterprises are very important for us because they fill the gap between the micro and small and the larger enterprises. Other suggestions that are given by the NITI Aayog, these are, the first one is R&D promotion mechanism. Research and development is very, very important to make any industry highly competitive. For example, if we take the example of Apple itself, Apple and Samsung both are having technological expertise. That's why they are able to bear the highly price competition from Chinese companies as well. So it is based upon the R&D or technology upgradation that Apple and Samsung are able to survive in the mobile industry. Now, this NITI Aayog, it says there should be a R&D promotion mechanism as well, which is dedicated for the medium enterprises. So there should be a dedicated R&D cell within the Ministry of MSME. First thing is that. Second, reserve 25 to 30% of the Self-Reliant India Fund exclusively for financing projects by the medium firms in the R&D sector. Third thing is the technology integration and industry 4.0. There should be upgradation of the existing technology centers to sector-specific and regionally customized India SME 4.0 competence centers to promote the adoption of Industry 4.0 solution. So this provision is basically for inculcating technology in the medium enterprises. Next is digitalized center portal. Creation of a dedicated sub-portal within the Udyam portal featuring scheme, discovery tools, compliance support, AI-based assistance to help enterprises navigate resources effectively. The next suggestion is about the quality testing. We need to improve our quality testing. There should be development of sector-focused testing and certification facilities to ease compliance and enhance product quality. Extend the MSE Cluster Development Program, which will provide access to the shared testing infrastructure to the medium enterprises as well. So we need to take care of the testing part as well. Then there should be focus on skill development as well. Real-time skill mapping via MSME Sampark portal should be there. Then expand the skill development schemes like entrepreneurship and skill development program to include the medium enterprises as well. Then introduce subsidized, customized training programs aligned with the technology trends that are going up in the medium enterprises. Now, if we see, how do we classify the medium, small and micro enterprises? First of all, in the micro enterprises, the investment is up to 2.5 crores or the turnover is up to 10 crores. So if both the conditions are satisfied, then that enterprise is known as micro enterprise. And there is no distinction for a software or a manufacturing industry. Both are treated as same. Second is small enterprises. The investment up to 25 crores or turnover up to 100 crores is there, then it is classified as small enterprise. The medium enterprises are those enterprises which are having an investment up to 125 crores and turnover up to 500 crores. Those enterprises are going to be known as the medium enterprises. Now, why these medium enterprises are very, very significant? Because they employ over 60% of the workforce. Average employment per entity is significantly higher amongst medium firms at 89 people compared to 19 people for small and 6 for micro. That means any medium enterprise is going to provide more employment to more number of people. Then, medium firms account for 81% of all MSME investment in R&D. So, R&D investment, whatever is being done, 81% is by the medium firms. And this 81% investment is with respect to the micro, small and medium enterprises. So, MSME investment in R&D, out of that 81% is contributed by the medium enterprises. Next is medium enterprises contribute nearly 40% of the total MSME exports. Contributes around approximately 29% to India's GDP. So this is the significance of the medium enterprises. Till now, our focus has basically on the micro and the small enterprises. Now, the NITI Aayog has brought the medium enterprises into focus. The basic reason is that the medium enterprises have the potential to grow into larger enterprises. The next is what are the government initiatives with respect to MSME. So there are a number of initiatives that are listed here. For example, in the credit and finance scheme, Prime Minister Employment Generation Program, performance of credit rating scheme, then credit guarantee trust fund and for micro and small enterprises, then interest subsidy eligibility certificates, then we have credit linked capital subsidy for technology upgradation, ISO 9000, ISO 14001 certification reimbursement, financial support to MSME in ZED certification scheme. Then next we are having about the core and Khadi sector schemes. Science and technology scheme is there, market promotion and development scheme is there, Core Udyam Yojana is there, Core Vikas Yojana is there. So there are multiple schemes here. These are the schemes with respect to technology and innovation. A scheme for promoting innovation, rural industry and entrepreneurship, that is Aspire scheme. Then we have the lean manufacturing competitive scheme, design clinic scheme for design expertise, technology and quality upgradation support, technological and managerial development of SMEs through incubator, enabling manufacturing sector through QMS and QTT, building awareness intellectual property rights. Then from marketing perspective, marketing support, assistance to MSMEs, barcode, international cooperation scheme is there. Then marketing assistance and technology upgradation, MATU is there. MSME market development assistance is there. In the infrastructure and cluster development, Spurti scheme is there. MSME CDP scheme is there. TCSP scheme is there. Lastly, in the skill development and training, we have assistance to training institution scheme is there. Then we have entrepreneurship development program or management development program is also there. Now, based upon the discussion, you have to attempt this MCQ and post your answers in the comment box. The second topic that we are having is Bharat forecast system to give sharper rain alerts. Now, the backdrop here is that the IMD has adopted the Bharat forecast system. This topic becomes relevant from GS paper 1 in the geography section, also from GS paper 3 in the science and technology portion. Now, what is the news? The news is that the Indian Meteorological Department, that is IMD, has recently adopted the Bharat forecast system, which promises more fine-tuned and accurate rain forecast down up to panchayat level. So till up to the panchayat level, they can tell where is going to be rain and when it is going to rain and what intensity of the rain will be there. Now, something about this Bharat forecast system, it is indigenously developed. That is important for us because we are becoming self-reliant. We don't need to import technologies. We are now developing our technology. So it is indigenously developed high-resolution weather forecast system. It is developed by the Indian Institute of Tropical Meteorology, that is Pune. Now, what is the significance here? India's weather prediction will be enhanced by resolution up to 6 km from earlier to 12 kilometers. We are having a grid system here which is combining to a 6 km of accuracy. Earlier it was 12 kilometers. So it is fourfold increase in our capability. Then it will enable 30% improvement in the extreme rainfall forecast, 64% in the enhancement in the core zone forecast. Then it uses real-time modeling based on the triangular cubic octahedral grid model. This is important here. BSF has been tested since 2002 and has shown notable improvements in giving advance warning of the heavy rainfall events. Now, next is the precision technology that is being used. In the existing forecast model, the square grids of 12 kilometers were used to map a region. Now, in this, the region has been broken down to 6 kilometer sites for mapping, and it is going to lead to a fourfold improvement in our forecasting as well. In the existing forecasting, there were equal sized grid to map the regions. Here, in the new one, there is a triangular cubic octahedral structure that is going to map the region. Then in the existing one, it gave accuracy or it gave forecast to the block level, and it was 5 days ahead forecast that was given. Here, it will be able to give forecast to the level of the panchayats. So that is important because we are now going to a individual region-wise forecasting. Next is, what is this triangular cubic octahedral grid model? This triangular cubic octahedral grid model is a specific type of grid structure used in weathering forecast models, particularly by IMD Bharat forecast system. Now, it offers high resolution, especially in the tropics compared to the previous model like the rectangular grid. Next is the difference between the two. In the rectangular grid, we divide the Earth's surface into rectangular squares or squares or rectangles. Here, a combination of triangular, cubic and octahedral shapes are going to represent the Earth surface. Second, what are the advantages of the rectangular grid? It is simple and easy to understand, obviously. Good for spatial reasoning and geometry, and useful in illustrating multiplication, division and fractions. However, this triangular cubic octahedral grid model, it provides a better representation of the terrain. It helps in maintaining global conservation, and next is higher computational efficiency in some cases than fine resolution, especially in the tropics. Application: spatial analysis, mapping and computer graphics. The rectangular grid is applicable. The triangular cubic octahedral grid is having application in numerical weather and climate model and global forecasting systems. Now, what is the significance of this new Bharat forecasting system? It is more precise, location-specific forecast and can provide at the village level. Second, it is a significant milestone under the Atmanirbhar and Make in India initiative. India is the only country that now provides operational weather forecast at 6x6 resolution. That is important here. Then it would help in reducing crop loss and anomalies. It will help in improvement of largely be visible in the short and medium term forecast issued by the IMD. Now, there are some limitations also with respect to Bharat forecast system. The limitations are, first of all, it will not provide long range forecast For example, a month in advance forecast will not be much helpful. Second, the new system is not yet will be able to significantly improve the forecast of the phenomena like sudden and severe thunderstorms. We are having different models for them. So that is the thing. Now, India is in the process of installing Doppler weather radars. So 34 Doppler weather radars are being installed in the country to improve our weather forecasting system. Now, one more thing is there. That is about the type of alerts that are being issued by IMD. For example, in the today's newspaper, you might have read that Mumbai, the orange alert has been given by the IMD. So what are these alerts? The alerts are the color coded. How color coded? For example, if there is a green alert. Green alert means there is no adverse weather expected, no action is required. Then second is the yellow alert. Yellow alert is that there can be some potentially dangerous weather. So be aware about these things. Third is the orange alert. It talks about severe weather likely and you should be prepared for possible disruptions. There can be very heavy rainfall, there can be cyclonic winds and there can be snowfall also. Lastly is the red alert. It talks about extremely severe weather expectations. You take immediate action to ensure safety. So it relates with cyclones, flash floods, extreme events. So that is the red alert. So in this way, the IMD issues alerts, color-coded alerts, so that the people can take or the public can take immediate action regarding those weather conditions. Now next thing is the Indian Meteorological Department. The Indian Meteorological Department was established in 1875. Its basic role was National Meteorological Service of India and principal government agency for meteorology and allied subjects. Then the parent ministry is Ministry of Earth Sciences. That is very much important here because many times we confuse it with the Ministry of Science. So it is not Ministry of Science, it is Ministry of Earth Sciences. The headquarters is in Delhi and one important thing is there, it is one of the 6 regional specialized meteorological centers of WMO. What are the roles and responsibilities? It provides current and forecast meteorological information from weather services sectors like agriculture, irrigation, shipping, aviation, offshore oil exploration. So these sectors need accurate weather forecasting. They are helped by IMD. Second is it issues warning for severe weather events such as tropical cyclones, dust storms or heavy rainfall, snow, cold, heat waves that caused destruction of property and life. Next is it provides essential meteorological data for agriculture, water resource management, industries and oil exploration. And lastly, it conducts and promotes research in meteorology and related disciplines. Next is about the Indian Institute of Tropical Meteorology that has developed this system, that Bharat forecasting system. It is a scientific institution for expanding research on the ocean atmosphere climate system required for improvement of the weather and climate forecast. It focuses on research in the tropical meteorology and climate sciences. It functions as a national center for basic and applied research in the monsoon meteorology. Then it is an autonomous institution under the Ministry of Earth Sciences. So both the institutions comes under Ministry of Earth Sciences. Now based upon the discussion, you have to attempt the MCQ and post your answers in the comment box. The third topic in the explain section is about the custom gene editing tool. Now what is the news here? The news is that first, how a customized gene editing tool was used to treat a 9-month-old boy. What is the backdrop here? Backdrop is that recently a 9-month-old boy was born with a rare genetic disorder. He received a custom gene editing treatment and that was successful also. Now this topic becomes relevant from GS paper 3 in the science and technology section. What is the news here? The news is that Kyle KJ Muldoon Jr. he suffered from CPS deficiency, which causes toxic levels of ammonia to accumulate in the blood. To treat him, scientists and doctors from 2 areas, that is University of Pennsylvania and Children's Hospital of Philadelphia, developed a personalized treatment based upon the base editing. So this word becomes important for us, the base editing. And this base editing is a new version of the CRISPR-Cas9 technology. So that becomes important here. We should be knowing about what is this base editing technology, what is the CRISPR-Cas9 technology. Now the boy has become the first known person to successfully receive a custom gene editing treatment. Before moving ahead to these technologies, first of all, let's understand what is the DNA. Now DNA is a double-stranded molecule which is having an important thing that is known as base. Base are basically defined as adenine, guanine, cytosine and thymine. These are biological compounds which bond with one another to form a DNA or a RNA. Now DNA is having adenine, thymine, guanine and cytosine. Adenine combines or adenine pairs with thymine and guanine pairs with cytosine. So that is another thing that is important for us. Now the sequence is created. Sequence is like this: AT, AT, GC, GC. G means guanine, C means cytosine, T means thymine. So in this manner a sequence is created. This sequence creates a gene. So what is a gene? Gene is the sequence that is created by adenine, guanine, cytosine and thymine by their individual alternatively occurring layers. And after that occurring layers, they express themselves, and that expressing unit is known as gene. So gene is the basic unit of our genome. Now next thing is that what is this CRISPR technology? CRISPR is also known as clustered regularly interspaced short palindromic repeats. Now this is an immune system that we need to understand, and this immune system is found in the bacteria. Bacteria क्यों use करता है इसको? Bacteria uses this system to fight the invading viruses. So जैसे for example we are having our antibodies, the bacteria is having this CRISPR, this CRISPR system which provides a genetic immunity to the bacterial cells. So what happens is in this mechanism is that when the virus enters a bacterial cell, the bacterium takes the piece of the virus genome and inserts the DNA into its own DNA. For example, this is a virus and this is having DNA. Now this is a bacteria, and when this virus attacks this bacteria, the genome of this virus is taken up by the bacteria's DNA. This bacteria's DNA is going to integrate the DNA or segment of DNA of virus into its own DNA. So it is creating a genetic memory against the viral infection. Now when this DNA is inculcated in the DNA of the bacteria, then what is going to happen? It is going to create a new guide RNA. This guide RNA with the help of new acquired DNA will be created. Now when the future attack is done by the same virus, the guide DNA will quickly recognize the virus DNA and will attach itself to it. After that, the guide DNA will direct an enzyme called Cas9 to act as molecular scissors to cut and eliminate the virus DNA. So that is the whole process. The first thing is that the virus DNA is inculcated in the bacterial DNA. This is going to create a guide RNA. This guide RNA, when it senses another attack by the same virus, it is going to create a molecule or a protein molecule known as Cas9. This Cas9 is known as molecular scissors. Molecular scissors means they actually break the molecules at specific locations. So whenever this virus again attacks the bacteria, this Cas9 is going to be activated, and this is going to break the virus DNA, and the virus will be inactivated. So in short, this CRISPR acts as a genetic memory against the viral infection. So this is the manner in which this works. Now how it is important for us? This CRISPR mechanism provides us with an opportunity that we can also attach a foreign DNA into a person's genetic makeup. So a foreign DNA can be attached by use of this CRISPR technology. Now the second thing is the CRISPR-C9. It was developed in 2012 by scientists Jennifer Doudna and Emmanuel Carpentier. They replicated the mechanism found in the microbes. How it works? The tool works like cut, copy, paste or find and replace functionalities as in the common computer programs. First of all, abnormal DNA sequence will be identified in the person that is responsible for the alignment or the disease. Next, a guide DNA will be attached to the Cas9 enzyme will be created. So first of all, a problematic DNA sequence will be identified. Then a guide DNA will be created. This guide DNA is going to create the Cas9 enzyme. This will be then introduced into the targeted cells of the patient. For example, it can be introduced in any part where there is problem. The guide DNA will recognize the bad DNA sequence, and then the Cas9 enzyme will cut the DNA at the specific location known as double strand break. So this term is again important, double strand break. The Cas9 gives a double strand break. Double strand break, why it is known as double strand break? Because, for example, this is DNA. This is DNA. So Cas9 is going to break at 2 points. So there is a break in this strand as well as in this strand. So that's why it is known as double strand break. So that will be done. Then this targeted DNA sequence will be removed. So this sequence which has been removed, which has been targeted, will be removed. And these two above and below sequence will be then attached to itself. So this sequence will be attached directly to this point. So this is how this CRISPR-Cas9 technology is going to work. Next thing is the base editing. In base editing, what we are doing? It is a you can say type of a surgical strike that is being happening. So it is a type of gene editing technology that allows for targeted point mutations in the DNA using a combination of CRISPR components with base modifying enzyme to directly alter a single DNA base. In this base editing, I told you about two things about this bases: the adenine, guanine, cytosine and thymine. Instead of targeting a whole sequence, we are going to target the particular base, which is problematic. How? For example, in a DNA strand, the sequence is like this: A, G, T, C, A, C, T, G. Something sequence, this is an example of a sequence, and corresponding pairs you can attach by yourself. For example, with A it is going to be T, with G it is going to be C, with T it is going to be A, then C it is going to be G, A is going to be T. T here means thymine, A means adenine, C means cytosine and G means guanine. So something this sequence is there. What the CRISPR-Cas9 technology initially was doing was that it identified that this sequence is not correct, so it is going to remove this particular sequence. Now it may happen that in this particular sequence only this base is creating a problem. This base editing what it is going to do is that it is going to go to this T base and it is going to change this one, and that is going to correct the DNA. So it is becoming more and more surgical in its approach, the base editing technology. So it is a safer approach than the traditional CRISPR-Cas9 methods. Next is how this is going to work. Unlike the CRISPR-Cas9, base editing does not make a double strand break. Rather, it enables targeted single base conversion with the help of Cas9 enzyme fused to a base modifying enzyme. To treat the person, scientists first determined which mispaired base in his DNA was causing his condition. They then programmed the base editing tool to find and rewrite the target base. The process can be likened to using a pencil and an eraser rather than scissors and glue, as in CRISPR-Cas9. In the older version of CRISPR, scientists were required to provide additional DNA from outside, which would be pasted at the site where the double-stranded break takes place. In this editing, however, the system by itself can make a very precise change without needing the foreign DNA. Then what is the difference between two? First of all, the CRISPR-Cas9, the mechanism, it cuts both the strands of DNA. In base editing, only a single DNA base without cutting both strands is being targeted and it is being altered. So we are altering the base which is leading to the problem. So we are pinpointing to the base which is changing the whole sequence. Second, tool components. The CRISPR-9 is using guide RNA and Cas9 enzyme. The base editing, it is using modified Cas9 nickase, deaminase enzyme and guide DNA. Then type of edit, CRISPR-9 it inserts, deletes or replaces DNA sequence. Base 9 it converts one DNA base to another base so that the problem is ultimately solved. Precision, less precise than the DNA repair mechanism. Base editing is highly precise base level editing. Then risk of errors, higher due to unpredictable DNA repair. In base editing, low, avoids double strand break and random insertions. CRISPR-9 was discovered in 2012 by Jennifer Doudna and Emmanuel Carpentier. Base editing, it was discovered in 2016 by David Liu and his colleagues. Next is you have to attempt the MCQ. This is a previous year MCQ and you have to post your answers in the comment box. The fourth topic in the explain section is what monsoon onset means and why it is early. Now this topic becomes relevant from GS paper 1 in the geography section. Now what is the news? The IMD has declared the onset of monsoon over Kerala on May 24. It is 8 days ahead of the normal schedule, that is on June 1. Every year on June 1, the monsoon is set to arrive in country. Now it has arrived early on in May 24. So in this article we are going to see कि IMD कब declare करता है कि monsoon आ गया. Secondly, why the monsoon is early this year. So we are going to explore two questions. What is the criteria on basis of which IMD declares that the monsoon has arrived? Second thing is that why the monsoon is early in India this year. Now this monsoon is a 4-month phenomena expanding from June to September. In this season, India is under the southwest monsoon winds. It happened in 2009 that the monsoon arrived early in the year, that is on May 23. So it was, you can say it was 15 years back that the monsoon arrived as this early. Now, when do the IMD declare that there is monsoon in the country? There are basically three criteria. The first criteria is rainfall, the second is wind field, and third one is outgoing long radiation. In the first criteria, that is rainfall, if 60% of the available 14 southern meteorological stations in Kerala, Lakshadweep and Karnataka, we have established 14 meteorological stations. In these 14 meteorological stations, if the rainfall is more than 2.5 millimeters and it is for 2 consecutive days, that means 2.5 or more rainfall for 2 consecutive days in 60% of these 14 meteorological stations. This 60% simply means that in more than 8 stations, if the rainfall is more than 2.5 millimeter for 2 consecutive days, then the first condition of rainfall has been classified. This is the list of the southern meteorological stations. The second condition is the wind field. The depth of westerly winds should be maintained at or up to 600 hectopascals and wind speed must be between 27 to 37 kilometers per hour. That is the second condition. The third condition is the outgoing long wave radiation or OLR. It includes radiation from the warmed upper atmosphere along with small amount from Earth's surface. Most of the OLR warms the lower atmosphere, in turn warming the surface. For India, southwest monsoon satellite derived OLR values should be below 200 watts per square meter. And if all these criteria are filled, the IMO declares that the monsoon has arrived in the country. The monsoon arrives first of all at the southern Andaman Sea and neighborhood areas on May 13th against a normal of May 21. The IMD termed the onset of monsoon take place very favorable conditions. Now what are these favorable conditions? The first favorable condition is maiden Julian oscillation. You might in the core geography you have studied this topic. First is the maiden Julian oscillation. Second is the Mascarene high, a high pressure area found around the Mascarene island during the monsoon period. If the pressure is high, that means in India the monsoon will be good. Third one is the convection. An increase in convective activity also brings rainfall because it creates a low pressure on the India's mainland. Next is the Somali jet. It is a low level interhemispheric cross equatorial wind band originating near Mauritius and North Madagascar. During May, after crossing the east coast of Africa, it reaches the Arabian Sea and west coast of India. A strong Somali current is associated with strengthening of the monsoon winds. So we need a strong Somali current so that our monsoon is strong. Then heat low. Following the movement of the sun to the northern hemisphere, a low pressure area develops in the Arabian Sea. The development of the heat low pressure zone over Pakistan and adjoining areas acted as a suction device for moist air along the monsoon trough, and its strong presence influences good monsoon rainfall. Then is the monsoon trough. It is an elongated low pressure area extended from the heat low to the North Bay of Bengal. The north-south swing of this trough causes rainfall during June-September period across the core monsoon zone. Next is the decoded section. In the decoded section, the topic that we are having is about self-reliant India, an operation that also was about self-reliant India. Now, this topic is in the backdrop that recently launched Operation Sindoor has shown India's self-reliance in defense capabilities. This topic becomes relevant from GS paper 3 in the Economics, Defense, International Relations topic. Now, something about the news. Over the past decade, India has undergone a profound transformation across economic, technological, and strategic domains. Recently launched Operation Sindoor was a moment of reckoning for this self-reliant India. Now, how the Operation Sindoor was a reflection of the self-reliant India? First of all, it was served as a powerful demonstration of India's growing self-reliance. Why? Firstly, indigenous defense technology. The use of homegrown defense systems showed India's ability to design, develop, and deploy advanced military technology indigenously. That is very important for us. Even the world is asking us that thing. Second, precision and confidence. Precision strikes underscored the accuracy and effectiveness of indigenous weapons and surveillance systems. Third, export readiness. Many of the systems used in operations are a part of India's defense export portfolio. Now, it has been demonstrated in a practical manner that India's defense system is very, very good and very, very accurate. So, our export readiness is also being shown. The defense exports have touched 23,622 crore rupees in financial year 25, and it is expected that by 2029 it is going to touch 50,000 crore. So that is the defense export readiness with respect to defense we are having. Then this success position India as a credible exporter of the high quality defense equipment to 80 countries. Next is shift from the import dependency. Operation Sindoor marked a shift towards strategic autonomy, reducing the reliance on external sources for critical defense needs. Next, validation of the government policies. The operation validated the long-term vision of Make in India, Atmanirbhar Bharat, production-linked incentive schemes in defense, etc. Then role of private sector. The operation proved the effectiveness of the public-private partnership in boosting defense manufacturing. A significant portion of the equipment used came from the private defense industry, which contributed over 15,000 crore to the India's defense exports. The self-reliance also goes beyond the Operation Sindoor. First of all, the role of private sector. Startup ecosystem is contributing in a significant manner to sectors like fintech, agri-tech, health tech, cybersecurity, AI space technology, etc. Secondly, building high-tech capabilities across critical sectors such as semiconductors, clean tech, next generation mobility, defense and electronics. So that is also we are having. Then private sector is also contributing to India's space success by providing critical components and supporting satellite and launch vehicle development. Then it is also playing a key role in building India's AI capabilities through investment, innovation, collaboration. For example, it supports initiatives like Bhashini, AI-driven language transition. Then what is the role of government here? The government initiatives like National Quantum Mission, Indian Semiconductor Mission are positioning country as a hub for advanced research and technology. So here we are discussing how government initiatives are taking India towards self-reliance. Then global engagement and strategic partnership. Example, US-India transforming and relationship utilizing strategic technology trust initiative is there. Similar kind of things are between India and France also. India and France roadmap advanced cooperation in AI, quantum and defense tech. Then contribution of ISRO. Achievements including Chandrayaan and Gaganyaan mission reflect the maturity of India's space capabilities. Then what are the challenges that we are having? First of all, dependence on critical imports. High import reliance on sectors like semiconductors, defense, components, electronics and critical minerals. This is an important challenge that India is facing right now. And as the rare earth metals, China is having a great control over those things. And this challenge becomes more stiff. Then second, limited private sector R&D. Low investment in R&D by Indian private companies, weak academia industry collaboration and limited focus on deep tech and innovation is there. Then infrastructure and logistic bottlenecks. Inadequate infrastructure in industrial corridors, ports and last mile connectivity. Then skilled workforce gap. Mismatch between skills and industry needs, especially in advanced technology like AI, robotics and aerospace. So these are the challenges that we are facing. Along with it, we have technology transfer barriers also. Restricted access to cutting-edge foreign technologies due to geopolitical tensions and IP restrictions. For example, France refused India to provide the source code for this Rafale, and due to that, we are not able to integrate our indigenous missile system into the Rafale system. So that becomes a challenge for us. Then global supply chain disruptions are also there. For example, Russia and Ukraine war, it actually impacted the delivery of S-400 defense system to India. Then fragmented domestic manufacturing system that we are having. Most domestic manufacturing is low to mid-tech and fragmented among small players, and limited supply and quality control is there. Then what are the steps that we are required to take up? The first one is strengthen manufacturing ecosystem in the country. We need to expand and deepen the PLI scheme in strategic sectors like semiconductors, defense, electronics, and green energy, etc. Secondly, boost R&D and innovation. Increase national R&D spending to at least 2% of GDP with greater private sector participation. Then third is reduce import dependency. Build domestic capacity in critical sectors such as semiconductors, rare earth, defense systems, solar modules, etc. Then encourage technology transfer and local value addition through joint ventures and strategic FDI. Reform education and skilling, aligning with the industry 4.0 needs, AI, robotics, data science, etc. Then improve access to capital, promote venture capital and R&D focused financing for high-tech startups. The next is investment in infrastructure and logistics is required. The key projects under the Gati Shakti, Bharat Mala, Sagar Mala and related corridors are also required to be taken up on expedited basis. Then promote export competitiveness, enhance product quality and certification infrastructure to meet global standards. Then foster strategic and global partnership. Leverage ties with tech leading countries like US, France, Japan for tech co-development. Then make self-reliance a national movement. Collaborations between industry, academia and public research institutions is a whole of nation approach. So, in conclusion, we can say India today stands at a defining juncture. With economic resilience, manufacturing strength, innovation-led growth and global outlook, India is shaping the future. India must now aim to lead to the next wave of global innovation. It must embed technological ambition into industrial, academic, and strategic fabric. The vision is clear: a strong, secure, self-reliant, globally respected India. Now, basis on this, you have to attempt this mains answer and you have to post it in the comment box. So with this, we conclude the discussion for the day. Thank you very much.